Let's talk about the biblical years and months. What is a year? How many months in a year? When does a year actually start? The original design by God is 364 days a year, with some months being 31 days and others being 30 days. Thus, the average month consists of 30.3 days. The idea of the days of the month being 30 days in the Bible was based on the 150-day difference between the 17th day of the second month and the 17th day of the seventh month. So for both to be true, this would mean that some of the remaining 7 months would have 31 days. When the law was given to Moses, the sacred year started with Abib, also known as Nisan. This is the first month of the year, and there are 12 months a year. It is important that the first month starts on a new moon in order for the Passover to fall on a full moon, the 14th day. As per the book of Jubilees, the sin in the world impacted the solar calendar. The solar year was changed from 364 days to 365 and a quarter days per year. The moon cycle is 354 days per year. This is about 10 days shy of the solar year. If one only uses the 12-month moon cycle as the basis for the year, then the various feasts, such as Feast of First Fruits, would sometimes be in the winter when there is no harvest. Therefore, the months need to match the solar calendar, not the solar match the moon. This was important for the festivals to coincide with the seasonal harvests. To compensate for the difference in moon and solar cycle, some Israelites have instituted a leap year, meaning that they periodically added a 13th month to some of the years. This was added after the 12th month. This month was known as Adar II. It was added 7 times during a 19-year cycle, which equates to approximately once every 3 years. This meant that a leap year would be 383, or 385 days, and the other years would equal 354 days. However, this is not found in the scripture. As per the scripture, there are 12 months a year, not 13. And there was no significant day mandated for the 11th and 12th month. In other words, the 11th and 12th month could have a longer time period, maybe 3 moon cycles. Therefore, the moon cycle was not important during this time period. What was important was the first month, Abib, the start of the year. This needed to start on the new moon, close to where the length of the day and night were relatively the same, the equinox, in order to ensure the harvest matched the festivals. 3 interesting points. 1. The sacred year started Abib, and the counting of the year starts at the first of Abib, when the Israelites came out of Egypt. However, the counting for the years of Jubilee did not start at Abib, but counting started from the 10th day of the 7th month. 2. Today, many Jews keep the Passover on the 15th of Abib or Nisan, and there are a few who keep it on the 14th. The issue is understanding which part of the day twilight belongs to. Is it at the start or end of the biblical day? As per Genesis 1 verse 5, we know that the biblical day starts at evening and finishes in the day. However, does the day start when the sun sets, meaning when the sun goes below the horizon, twilight, or does it start when there is total darkness? The answer, the 15th Abib, is a high Sabbath, unleavened bread, a day of rest. Therefore, if twilight was at the end of the 14th of Abib, then the disciples would have eaten the Passover in the evening on the 15th of Abib. This would have been the same day as the high Sabbath, which would not be correct. In addition, the Jewish leaders would not have sent officers to carry clubs to arrest someone on the high Sabbath, nor hold hearings on the high Sabbath. Therefore, it is only logical that Yeshua and the first-century Jews kept Passover at the start of 14th Abib, meaning twilight was the start of the day, not the end. 3. During the 7-year world tribulation period, the solar calendar seems to speed up for the first half and slow down for the next half. In the first 3.5 years, when the 2 witnesses are on earth and protecting the temple of God, there is an average of 360 days a year. This is based on the first 1,260 days, which is 3.5 years. 1,260 days is in the middle of the 7 years when the 2 witnesses are killed, the daily sacrifices stopped, and the beast takes possession of the temple of God. When the 2 witnesses are gone, the beast takes possession of the temple, the beast is killed, Revelation 13 verses 3 and 14, and the dragon gives him power to continue to reign for another 42 months, causing abominations in the temple of God for 1,290 days. This is an average of 368.6 days per year. To summarize, the first 3.5 years is 1,260 days, and the second 3.5 years is 1,290 days. After the first 3.5 years, the change is more drastic, and maybe this is the impetus for the beast to change the times.
Don't forget to subscribe.